in several places in Srimad Bhagavatam, you will find these type of statements. For example, in the Prahlad Maharaja's devotion to the Lord, especially his ecstatic love for the Lord, or in the third canto, 15th chapter, Kingdom of God, towards the end, who is qualified to return back to Godhead and who is not. There are two verses. So you will find in all these places, there is a description about anyone who is proclaiming the glories of the Lord, singing the holy names of the Lord, clapping hands, and he feels a great transcendental emotion, tears welling up from his eyes and hair standing on end and body trembling in ecstasy. Such personalities are already ready to return back to Godhead and engage in eternal devotional service. And not only in Srimad Bhagavatam, you will find in all the scriptures, like even Bible, in several sections you will find there is a talk about singing the names and glories of the Lord and feeling great ecstatic affection for Him. So, such kind of feelings awakening in one's heart is only possible when one has developed a childlike faith in the Lord, a complete innocent faith, a complete dependence, a heart filled with prayerfulness, and a mind and intelligence that is completely undeviated towards matter, but one who forgets the external surroundings. So how does that faith, innocent faith and childlike faith develop? Actually, such a faith is not developed. It is already present in the soul. Only it has been polluted and spoiled by, or covered over by our kutarka, or the false logic. For example, as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha Manmaya Mamupashritaha Bahavo Jnana Tapasa Puta Madbhavamagataha. He says, Arjuna, there is a great record of many good souls who have taken shelter of my path, and they have become purified in their hearts, and they have returned back to my abode. Puta, they have become purified. Madbhavam agata, they have attained bhava for me, ecstatic love for me, and they have attained my abode. Not one or two, millions in the past. And it continues, he says. But they have given up these three evil forces, raga, bhaya and krodha. He says that they have become free from material attachments or fear of spiritual identity, or anger or frustration arising from different philosophers and philosophies talking so many different contradicting things about the absolute truth, and one is unable to ascertain the absolute truth. One is free from this. So the third one is basically confusion and frustration arising from confusion and lack of clarity. So he says that because of these three things, some living entities get caught up in this Mayajal of material existence, and others who have become free from this, they have risen above, they have become purified and come back to my abode, he says. So there are many foolish people, because of these three mistakes, they always challenge. Oh, it says Hajamila, how did he chant once and he went back to Godhead? How is it possible? He did so many sins. There are people who argue. They never know that he has done a dozen years of devotional service with a pure heart, with a repentant heart, staying in Haridwar. So most people know, they use the half-hen logic many times and argue against the statements of the scriptures. Similarly, sometimes people ask, what is this? The Shastras are exaggerating. They just say, just chant once and then you'll be liberated. Actually, Shastras never speak lies. And the scriptures say that all the spiritual items, how would they deal with the living entity? There are instances where a fish ate some little Mahaprasad and got a 400 form and went back to Godhead. People who are insincere argue that, now I am eating Mahaprasad, why am I not getting 400 form? So this kind of logic is called kutarka, because the Lord has arranged to bestow the special mercy or extraordinary mercy in these items time to time in order to attract the living entities towards His lotus feet. Whether it be a Muslim chanting haram and getting liberated, or whether a fish getting 400 form, or some Ajamila chanting the Nama once, and then eventually getting to go back to Godhead. So all these different pastimes ultimately indicate one thing, that every one of these items are extremely spiritually potent and powerful, and anyone who sincerely, faithfully takes shelter of them, it's only a matter of time. They will very eventually receive the results. But those who use Kutarka to avoid surrender, some people say, first let God come in front of me and prove to me, then I will surrender. It is simply meaningless, because God has already come in so many varieties of forms. He is the one who gives you daily grains to eat. No scientist is giving you. And He is the one who is giving you drinking water. He is giving air to breathe. He is coming as the holy names, coming as holy books and holy devotees, holy rivers, holy dham. And is giving practically our very sustenance and existence depends on His presence. Not recognizing the infinite amount of support given by the Lord, people who do Kutarka will never attain any glory in their life. Therefore, the faithlessness is the greatest disease of the living entity, which leads him to another disease called rebellion. And therefore, conditioned souls cultivate faithlessness as per their plan in order to maintain the rebellion. Without having to sincerely know the Lord, what is He doing? Those who are very sincere will very soon find out the truth. They will meet the right kind of devotees, they will read the scriptures, they will practice sadhana, and very soon the absolute truth will no more be ambiguous for him. Prabhupada says the Supreme Lord is merciful to the devotees and mystical to the non-devotees, he says. So Lord will always remain a riddle or a mystery for the non-devotees. For those who are sincere devotees, he will guide them. Dadami buddhi yogam tam enamam payantite. So the sincere souls will attain the truth, and they will very soon take shelter of Krishna firmly, develop the innocent and pure and inoffensive chanting of the holy name, and they will attain the kingdom of God. So it is in our interest that we give up the Kutarka and accept the Guru Sadhu Shastra and take very firm shelter of this and become inoffensive in our chanting and attain the ultimate goal without fooling ourselves, fooling others, going round and round, maintaining our faithlessness and rebellion. If we adopt the attitude of Kutarka, we will never get back. And if we adopt the right attitude, we will very soon get back. Harinam Prabhu ki.